Yo, what's up? It's your boy Will Motivation, and today we're talking about my advice on the number one way for you to get started investing in real estate.
You remind me of someone, but I'm not gonna mention who it is. The guy who introduces his welcome to my garage. Knowledge!
Will Motivation. Will Motivation.
You're watching Will Motivation. Here is where we create, educate, and motivate. Welcome to Will Motivation.
So check it out. This is my crib. This is where I live. Haven't always lived here. If you don't know who I am, I'm Will Motivation. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a real estate investor. This is my first dream home. It's actually my neighbor's house now. I sold it to them after I built it and lived there and realized it was too big for me. Then I moved into this ranch and you know, this is sort of like my dream home. Not sort of like, it is. I love this crib. But reason I'm showing you guys this is because I actually, before I moved into this neighborhood, I kind of got a story to tell where I bought some real estate that ended up going underwater, and that same piece of real estate that I bought when I was ready to move into this neighborhood, or I wanted to move into this neighborhood, it almost became the reason why I didn't move here. But after thinking about it and getting smart and entrepreneurial and thinking like an investor, I decided to move into this neighborhood and turn that property into an investment property. Excuse me. So I turned that crib into a rental property and moved over into this neighborhood. Pretty cool place. But I know you guys tuned in to understand what I think is the number one way for you to get started investing in real estate. And to get right to the point, I think that for most people, the number one way for you to get started investing in real estate is to buy your own property. So if you don't already own a home or own a house, you should buy a house that is a good house that will turn into a good investment, either by, number one, that value growing over time, so you get more equity in the property over time as you pay it down and you live in it, but then using that property as a stepping stone and turning it into a rental property that can produce income for you when you are ready to move, or when you're ready to move on, you can sell that property and then, you know, earn some profit off of it, or basically flip it over time. But the easiest way, and what I recommend is the number one way, is to buy property where you live. Now, a lot of people, or some people, disagree with that, and they think that you should rent where you live and then buy an investment property. But I just don't think that's realistic for the average person. And I was the average person. Still am to an extent, but me as an average person, I bought every place that I lived in, and I still own all of those places that I lived in, except for that one next door that I sold. But I made a profit off of that house when I sold it. Not a huge profit, but I definitely didn't take a loss. But for the average person, buying and owning your own home. So I want to take you guys sort of on a field trip. And we'll check out that first home that I bought. I still own it. Well, it's not the first home that I bought, but it actually was my first investment property that I actually rented out. All right, so let's go check it out.
Yes. Here in my garage, we're in the Lambo. I bought this car after I started investing heavily in real estate, and that real estate started increasing in value. I flipped some of the homes that I own, and I bought specific projects to help my dream become a reality and buy a supercar one day. And I did it, or at least justified it, after I started investing in real estate. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys the first property that I purchased that I turned into my first rental property. You know, I'll show it to you guys, I'll explain to you guys exactly what happened and how that property sort of motivated me or enlightened me on how you can actually start investing in real estate by owning the place that you live in. Alright, so let's go check it out. Alright, so we're pulling up. Alright, so we're pulling up into the neighborhood where I bought my condo. This is actually the third piece of real estate I ever owned. First piece of real estate I owned was a house where I lived. I still own that house, it's rented out. Second piece of real estate I owned was my office where I work. I still own that real estate and I work there now. And this was the third piece of real estate that I ever owned. And it's one of these condos in here. And I lived here for about 2 or 3 years. And then I actually rented it out when I moved into the neighborhood where I am now. So let me back up in here and I'm gonna let you guys see it real quick. It's funny because the guy that lives here now, that rents the place, he's been renting the place for a long time, and he has never given me any problems as a tenant. Been like an excellent tenant. So let's take a look. So yeah, this is the condo. These were like the most expensive condos in this particular area when I bought it, and I bought it for like $140,000. I bought this end unit, so I always want to have the end unit, right? So that's my end unit. All of these are condos that people own. And when I was ready to move into a house, this condo was underwater. I bought it for $140, and when I was going to sell it in like 2010, they were saying it was worth like $90,000. So I was going to lose 50 grand if I sold it. But you see all these condos in here, I started to think, if mine is worth 90, which I think is really artificially low, then I wonder what these other ones are worth around here. And I started looking, and I ended up buying, or being inspired to buy, to kind of cover my loss, the condos that people let go or were willing to sell for that super low price. So let's get back in the car, we'll go back and talk about it. I don't want my tenant to wonder what the heck is going on, because he is a great tenant. But let's talk about it. So yeah, I ended up buying about 6 or 7 condos back here in this neighborhood. I didn't buy them all at once, but I bought them over probably a 3 or 4 year period. And they were great investments. I sold some of them, and I kept some of them. I still have 2 of them in this neighborhood, and I sold the rest of them because, well, I made a good profit flipping them, and I needed to pay some taxes and pay some stuff off. But with the proceeds from selling those places, I paid off that condo. So that's owned free and clear now because of the other real estate that I bought, because
the prices were artificially low. So if I had have rented this place instead of buying it, then I probably never would have ended up starting to invest in real estate and becoming a real estate investor. If I had have been renting that place, I would have never probably thought, you know, the situation made me get into it because I didn't want to sell it and take a loss. I thought, you know what, if I rent it out, the tenant can pay for it. Eventually it'll be paid off, and when it's paid off, that rental income can pay the taxes on my new house, because my new house, the taxes were kind of expensive. So my advice to you guys is, for the average person to get started investing in real estate, is to buy your own house that you live in, and then when you're ready to move up or move out for whatever reason, you can sell that place and recoup your money plus some profit, or you can rent it out like I did in this situation when the market was low. I would have took a loss if I sold it. You know, most people were thinking, oh, you know, it's a bad situation because the real estate market is down. But in that situation, it was a great situation for me because I looked at it as an opportunity and I started buying real estate. And then I became a landlord. I became an investor, and I started renting properties out. Now I had a property management company at first, so I didn't even have to deal with the headaches of being a landlord. Somebody else managed it for me, and I made a profit every month and paid down a mortgage.
Yo, this car looks beat.
That was crazy. This car looks beat. Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys, like the house that got me dreaming about moving into this neighborhood. So this is the neighborhood where I live now. And there used to be like a model home. Let me roll down the window. So this first house coming into the neighborhood, this used to be a model home. And I came and I checked out this model home, and I was like, yo, this home is dope. That used to be the model home. I came here, I checked out the model home, and my dream was to move into this neighborhood. And I started figuring out how to make it happen. But I was still living in that condo that we just went to. And I figured I'll sell the condo, use the money that I had built up in equity over time, that I thought I had in equity, and I'll put it towards this new house. But then when I went to get ready to sell it, I had no equity and I was negative. I was underwater. I just started thinking. I started thinking my way out of it. So you got to start thinking like a businessman, an entrepreneur. And at that point in time, I was an entrepreneur. I had my own business, and I just started thinking, turning a problem into a solution, and something actually that turned out to be real profitable, turned into a business. Start buying real estate. So this is the house that I built in this neighborhood, and I'm going to show you guys on this corner. I lived there for 2 years and I sold it, and I built the house next door where I live now. But this house right here on the corner is where I moved. I moved into that house. It was a little bit too big for me, so then I moved into this house up here, which is a ranch. I built this crib and it's perfect for me, at least. Love that crib. So anyway, before I forget, man, if you want more real estate videos, let me know in the comments. If you got questions about investing in real estate, hit me up in the comments. If you want to be notified when I actually finish my real estate course that I'm working on, sign up on my website. Go to willmotivation.com and sign up, and you'll get the latest, videos, the exclusives. Some of the videos I put on willmotivation.com I don't put on YouTube. And when I launch my real estate course, that is the #1 way for you to find out when it's ready, because I'll email everybody that's a member on my website, and this doesn't cost anything to sign up on my website. Like I said, willmotivation.com, sign up. And so let's recap on, you know, the number one way for you to get involved investing in real estate: buying and living in your first home, and then turning that home into an investment property. So let's recap that real quick. All right, so let's recap real quick. I want to make sure I got all my points across, that I think the best way for you to get involved in investing in real estate is to buy and live in that first property instead of renting it. Because if I had to rent all the places that I needed to live in, I probably would have never, you know, started investing in real estate and making money with real estate. And if you get underwater in your property, do not give up. You can either rent it out and move if you have to, or hold on to it until the market turns around. But I would suggest, if you get in a situation where you're underwater and you're a property owner, start looking for more property, because that's the time to buy. So you should get excited if that ever happens. Now, reason why I wanted to show you this Hellcat real quick. Oh, somebody gave me a business card. What's this? Oh, auto detailing. Oh, got wet. Damn. All right, so the reason I show you guys this car is because I actually bought this car, and I bought a piece of real estate at the same time to show people that you can use real estate to pay for some of your luxuries and the things that you really don't need. But the money that I put into the real estate is still there. I still have value in that home. It's growing. And then the monthly income I receive from renting that property out, it pays for this Hellcat. The property that I bought when I got that Huracan is actually a new build. I bought a piece of land, and I'm building a house on that piece of land. And the equity in that house and the monthly income from that house will far exceed what I paid for this car, either in monthly payments or in actual value. You know, that the equity in that house will be worth more than that Lamborghini for sure. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys. That's the kind of things I like to show you guys, to be responsible with your money and your investments. When you do start buying toys like a Lamborghini or a Hellcat or whatever, have some investments, have a crib, because that crib can turn out to be a really good investment for you. So that's right, simple as that. I think, especially for those of you that are in that 25 to 35 age range, and you're thinking how to be smart with your money, you got a good job, you want to start investing, make sure you're, at least the place where you live is actually something that you're buying. Because if you live there for 10 years, all that money you put towards the mortgage, you'll be paying down that house. If you decide you need to move for whatever reason and you sell it, most likely you'll probably have some equity in that home, and then you'll get that money back. If you were renting that whole time, you would get no money back. Now, then if you start looking for another investment property, or let's say you want to upgrade to a new house, then you can rent that current house out, or flip it, make some money, or rent it out and then use the proceeds to help pay down your new house, and have the tenant paying down the mortgage on the old house if you still have one. So it's as simple as that. That's my number one recommendation for people that are interested in getting involved in real estate. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel here on YouTube. If you want more real estate content, if you like car content, I do some fun stuff with the cars. And then also, if you want to be notified when I have my real estate course, just go to willmotivation.com. Peace. Yo, this is Will Motivation. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out this video. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And also feel free to share this video with your friends and be a part of the movement. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Holla.